Would you do bring? Did you bring in like some professional lighting? Well, hey everyone, Facebook Live today. What we're going to cover today is 28. We're not going to cover all 28 huge marketing mistakes that real estate agents can't afford to make, but we're going to cover about 4 of those mistakes and have Chase Scroggins along with me today. Thanks for joining us today. What's going on in your world?
Hey, it's a good day. It's terribly nasty and rainy out, but other than that, it's all good.
It's always a good day to sell some homes, isn't it?
That's right.
Love it, brother. Love it. How's I haven't checked on your numbers in a little while. How's your year to date?
Going great. I just had my 30th closing yesterday, and got
congratulations.
Thank you. Got 4 under contract currently, and 2 listings going live next week. So on pace.
You put what last weekend? What about $1 million under business? $1 million under contract?
Yeah, just a little over $1 million with three homes.
Love it. Great job, brother. What I wanted to hop in today is what are the 3 drivers of any business, not just real estate business, but what are the 3 drivers of any business? And it comes down to marketing, strategy, and innovation. Those are the top 3 drivers of any business, and especially in real estate. And the statistics, they don't lie. Why does the average real estate agent gross $29,000 last year in income? And that's a gross number. The average realtor grossed $39,000, and they had $8,000 worth of expenses. Why is there an over 80% failure of first-year real estate agents that's looking to make real estate a full-time career? Why does over 80% of those not make it to the second year? And it comes down to, there's basically 2 things that it comes down to, but the number one thing that it comes down to is marketing. And the reason why is we only have so many friends and family members that are looking to buy or sell a home. The average turnaround time, 7 years. And I think that number has even increased like to 10. Don't hold my feet to the fire on that one. So we only know so many people. So what you have to become a master at is client acquisition, which is marketing. Not only client acquisition, but client retention, of taking those new clients and turning them into lifetime clients. Hey, there's Alex Piak, one of my great friends out in Dallas, Texas, an amazing marketer, agent, coach out of Dallas, Texas there. I've known Alex for a while. You keep kicking ass too there, brother. I know you do. But when you're talking about marketing, not just the lead generation piece of it, because you also have your lead conversion piece of it. Obviously, if you can't generate a lead, you can't have a closing. And if you can't convert that lead into a face-to-face appointment with a seller, or the first initial appointment with a buyer, you're not going to have any closings either. When you have lead generation, and I'll never say our marketing is optimized, because there's always room for growth. It goes back to, that's how I think, like David Goggins. And when you think you're at 100%, you're really not at 100%. You're really at 40% of optimization. There's a lot more room to grow, right? But when your marketing is really on point, you don't have to use all those old, cheesy, wore out closing techniques, that a lot of your competition is using out there in the market. Because, they're sold on your company with the right marketing before, you even step into the door. So I thought I would cover a report that that I did with Jay Abraham. It's called 28. Oh, there we go. 28 huge marketing mistakes that real estate agents can't afford to make. As you can see, exclusive report for high performance real estate agents, so you don't blow your money on bad marketing like we have done. And and that's one thing, Chase, that 8 out of 9 marketing campaigns, they don't win. So it's not, it's kind of, marketing is a business for crazy people, because, when we talk about, human psychology and the fear of failure, you got to be a little bit crazy to know that you're going to lose about 8 out of 9 times. And even that one time that you do win, how many times that, like almost every time, that marketing campaign is not even optimized. Like we just mentioned, it could be hitting on 40% of 100%. It's working, but it's not optimized. You know what I'm saying?
You got to be super patient too.
What's some of your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I was actually gonna hit on that a little bit. So in the past, probably the biggest mistakes that I made, prior to meeting you and Tracy out in Dallas was, I had this mindset of instant gratification, and doing some good marketing, but with the expectation that it was going to be very, very quick. What ended up happening was, just for example, I just closed on a home like 2 weeks ago that came from a Facebook lead. It was a Facebook lead from a campaign that I was running, and that campaign was literally 2.5 years ago. So it worked. It just took 2.5 years. And I've got, you mentioned over the last weekend, one of those houses, that guy was SEO lead, and he came into the database 3.5 years ago. So it worked, but you just have to be super patient. And that was my huge mistake that I made a long time ago.
I think all in all is what worked on that one. The marketing worked to generate the lead, but your persistence with that one is what worked more than anything, not giving up on it. So without further ado, I'm just going to cover 4 of the marketing mistakes. Of course, I'm not going to take up hours and hours of everyone's time going into 28 marketing mistakes. And here's the deal. There's not just 28 marketing mistakes. There's a lot more than that. But these are, 28 of the most powerful ones. And, if there are like any Metro Atlanta real estate agents that are, that's, not having the success that, you thought that you were going to obtain, and, you would just like a copy of, this marketing report, or you may be a real estate team leader throughout North America, and maybe you're maybe your marketing is not optimized, and that you have a lot of holes in your sales funnel. And just send me an email, jasondwilliford@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to get you a copy of this report, absolutely free to you. Marketing mistake number 3 is running traditional brand-based advertising with no direct response marketing. So that's marketing mistake number 3. And these aren't, I guess it's kind of like the 10 commandments. It's not like, well, some of them are greater than others, but it's not in that order, if that makes sense. Which that one's on up there because, that is a mistake that I see a lot of real estate agents make, is they want to be famous more than bring strong income in for their family, right? You know what I mean by that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Where, companies like Coca-Cola, Home Depot, Delta, they can afford to do traditional branding where you just have the logo on a sign and, or your face on a business card, or, your face on a magnet that's on your car, which is better than doing nothing. But that's just a source of branding. Direct response marketing is, how can I strategically make the phone ring with my avatar, my ideal client profile of sellers and buyers or buyers that are looking to sell or buy a home now. But it's also making that marketing where it's trackable, back to that campaign. Ultimately, it's being able to take a campaign and, if you spend $1, you get back 2 in return, or you spend $1, you get back 4 in return. So that's the difference of direct response marketing versus branded marketing, where you just want to maybe be a celebrity agent, which that's one thing that can come with direct response marketing, is becoming a celebrity agent. But the direct response has to come before the branding. Another marketing mistake is, let me see here. Marketing mistake number 7. This one right here is one that we're definitely guilty of and still guilty of. Because again, the optimization piece, when you really dig into the strategy of preeminence and being preeminent, the number one most trusted go-to in your market, the one that is, the trusted advisor in the community, you're going to end up not really accidentally, because it's strategic, of not as much committing marketing mistake number 7, which is no predictable referral generation systems in place. But that is the number 7. And, there's no telling, what if you could take, let's say you have a database of, 500 leads, or if you have a database of 250,000 leads, what if you could take that database and it wasn't just one lead? And what if you looked at that as, hey, that's when I create a lifetime client, I'm also going to generate times 2.5 referrals off of every lifetime client, plus that, the lifetime value of that client, they're going to come back and, do business with the company, 3 or 4 times during the lifetime, then send, 2.5 or 3.5 or 4, referrals on top of it, or more. So I think it's like a paradigm. It's a paradigm being a shift in the way that you think, about your database, really having, number one, that lifetime client mindset in place, but also, having a predictable referral strategy and system to generate referrals. Question for you, Chase. Prior to you going through Elite Agent Referral Mastery Boot Camp, the challenge that you went through, how many predictable referral strategies did you have in place in your business?
Predictable, 0. Prior to that, I was really just, asking people when I could think of it.
And predictable being that, obviously, that it's coming. When you have that system in place that no matter what the market is, if it's in an up market, if it's in a down market, and it's really easy, to get drunk on an up market like we've been in the past 7 years. What is sustainable through a down market? That's the number one most profitable, not only the most profitable, but proven. It probably before Jesus even walked the earth, referrals were a form of lead. It was the number one form of lead gen, right? And but also it's the number one most overlooked and underutilized lead source for real estate agents, right? So how was that for you? And you're just barely getting started on referral strategies. You definitely haven't optimized that, just like we definitely haven't optimized it, because we have 217 predictable referral strategies that we have pinpointed with Jay Abraham's system. That's 217 just for the real estate agent alone that's designed for real estate agents. No, we don't currently use all 217 strategies, but it's amazing what happens to your business when you're currently using 7 and you take it to 12. Then 6 months later, you take it to 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at right now? What it like from 0 to how many?
Yeah, I was going to say I'm working on getting 4 to 5 implemented. Now that we've kind of gone through them all, it's just implementation at this point, and I've got my 5 picked out. So working on getting those implemented.
What will that do to your business? Not even at optimization with the 5, but what would that do to your business once you have 5 strategies in place? Because when you have 5 strategies in place, that's when it turns into a system for you.
Yeah, so it's obviously it's far from optimized at this point, but it's already added an additional 2 million that will close within the next 12 months.
What's 2021 look like to you? Just an additional business through referrals alone. What are you projecting for 2021?
Overall or referrals alone?
Just referrals alone. I guess you can do both.
So really, so I'll finish this year up at like 12.5, 13 million. And I know that with the referrals, I can get to 20. So, shooting for an additional around 7 million. And honestly, I may be shooting low, but I think the referrals can certainly get me from that, where I'm at now to that 20 million in a year mark. As we've seen, some of our veterans do it.
Why do you like referrals? And then we'll move on to the next one, the next marketing mistake.
Yeah, no, I like referrals simply because that relationship is already there. They already know, like, and trust you, and they're ready to do business. Just the trust factor is everything, and you don't have to quite build it up with a referral the way that you do, say, an online Facebook lead or SEO or whatever it is. So
love it. Easier to work with.
Mm-hmm.
They came from someone that already knows, likes, trusts, respects you. So it's not like a cold internet lead from a buyer internet lead or whatnot. They already know, like, trust, and respect you, or they were sent by someone that already does. The next marketing mistake is marketing mistake number 13, which is terminating marketing campaigns that are still working. And I'm borrowing this from Jay that, and it's just 1,000% true that when you hear your marketing over and over and over and over and over again, you can think in your head that it's become stale. But if it's still producing a return as far as principles of direct response marketing go, why would you terminate the campaign? Which, there is a premise also where, marketing can become stale. And Jay even talks about, just even one change in a headline, just one changing a headline from one headline to another headline can generate a 21 times different response. So if you can do the figuring on that one, if you're currently generating a 10, up to, and that's, very rare case that it's going to 21 times response. But if you're, generating, $10,000 a month off of a campaign, that's optimization. That whatever 10,000 times 21 is, just by changing a headline.
It's huge.
Let me see here. What else we got here? Cover one more. Oh, that's a good one. But that's a really good one too. I'll go with that one's a good one too. But anyway, I'll go with number 17, which is because that's pretty fun. And that's a huge mistake that many marketers make and many real estate agents make, which is being non-polarizing, trying to be for everyone. And it really, marketing should start out to your ideal client profile, which I like to call building your avatar, of that number one dream client. And when you're marketing, actually speaking to that person, being too vanilla, it's not a way to, win the minds of an audience, of your audience. And this is a mistake that I've made for years and years, and it's a mistake that real estate agents make, trying to be like all the other real estate agents by saying, hey, I'm a licensed real estate agent, or hey, I'm a realtor now, without having anything differentiating that makes you stand out. And when you stand out, it makes you where your business can grow exponential and you can be outstanding, right? Anything you wanted to add on that as far as, just not standing out, differentiating?
Yeah, I mean, that stuff is not trained on. It's not taught, especially obviously in real estate school, like when you're getting your license. And I mean, honestly, even most brokerages don't train anything about actual marketing principles that I'm talking about. So yeah, it's easy to fall into, just what you see on Facebook. If you got a lot of your friends are agents, it's easy to just do what they do. So you end up seeing a lot of the same stuff, which is like what you're saying, like, hey guys, I'm an agent now. Let me know if you know anybody, or, happy closing day. Like I guess it is a form of marketing, but like you said, it doesn't help you stand out. So until you really position yourself based on that ideal client profile, you're just going to blend in.
Yep. And when you're polarizing, when you're ultimately polarizing, you're going to be a turnoff to folks that aren't your ideal client profile, which I know that as we're doing this video, there's some folks that just don't connect with me, and I'm okay with that. But on the other end, there's folks that have similar values, core values, and that I do connect with. That when you're just open and real and authentic and share those things, you'll have the number one thing, which is the human connection piece. And ultimately, it makes your life easier because you're working more with people, that are similar to you, like similar things that you do, hobbies and all that good stuff. So one thing I did want to hop on, as Chase is our agent, director of agent growth. He's our director. So, we have what I was doing some quick figuring, over $1 billion worth of marketing, worth of real estate sales we've attributed to direct response marketing alone. I'm not saying that we know it all, because we have room to grow, and that's, cumulatively around $23 million worth of real estate commission. Again, not saying that we know it all, just, hey, we've learned the hard way, because, we've blown through hundreds of thousands of dollars in ineffective marketing stuff that we knew that sometimes it's the one that you just I know this is going to work, and it don't. And just getting really granular with it, of there's, folks that just got into real estate, right? They just got into real estate, or maybe they've been in real estate for a couple of years and they just can't crack the code. The average agent sells 4.5 homes per year, and that's the average agent. That's not the average first year agent, which I think is somewhere around, like, it's under one, I believe. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's under one is what the stat is for a first year agent, is to sell like 0.7 homes per year in that first year, which will make you broke. It's also why agents blow through their family savings too, getting into real estate, thinking that they can send, hey, I'm going to spend, $5,000 on this one postcard drop to X subdivision, and it's going to work. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit at home when I know that drop is going to happen, and the phone's just going to ring off the hook.
Yeah. So
do you think I've ever thought that before? My younger days, abso-freaking-lutely. And it just doesn't work that way because, they don't understand the principles of marketing, like reach, frequency. It's not just seeing that postcard one time. It's the consumer, unless you get really darn lucky, which can happen sometimes. But that's getting granular. That's not only why real estate agents aren't over 80% of them don't make it to the second year. It's also what makes people go into bankruptcy. And that's why I wanted to have this call right here, is just some open and real conversation to help you folks out. But also you can see, 28 marketing mistakes. There's probably hundreds of marketing mistakes that you can make. These are just 28 profound marketing mistakes that you can make. There's a lot that goes into it, and the expense to acquire a new real estate client, where it's people's biggest investment. The expense is out the yin yang, where most can't afford to do that. So anyway, I was going to let you conclude with, if there are some local Metro Atlanta real estate agents out there, we do have a boot camp, our very popular boot camp that has, how does our agent sell on average of 31 homes per year? That's what our average agent does here, is 31 homes per year, with the average agent across the country is 4.5 homes. And I think it really comes down to the number one thing is marketing, is, us generating that marketing, because it's not just about the marketing we're doing now. It's what we've been doing over the past 8 years that, there's been about $7 million worth of marketing, it's not what we're doing spending now. It's what, it's all of the past. But what's some things that you would like to say to those guys that may just not want to deal with all that?
Yeah, so it's and I was going to hit on that too, is number 27. You mentioned something in there about playing chess and not checkers. I have done this, and I think this is what, like with the postcard example that you mentioned, is so easy to fall into when you're a new agent, is playing checkers. Where it's like, hey, how much I can put $5,000 into this, and I'll be having 10 closings next month. And it just doesn't work that way. And that's how a lot of people, including myself, got into trouble for a little while prior to me.
How you got in trouble for a little while?
What's that?
Because you're actually a really good marketer. But tell me how you got in trouble early on.
Yeah, so prior to meeting you guys, I was
you know more than average bear does too.
Well, yeah, I spent like $10,000 learning how to do all of it. But then once I learned how to do all of it, didn't have a whole lot of money left to actually do it. And the money that I did have left to do it, it ran out very quickly. And what I found out was that I was just playing checkers, hoping for that quick deal. In this market, it doesn't work that way. It takes a while for it actually to catch up. Like you just said, everything we're doing now is a byproduct of stuff that you and Tracy have been doing for years, growing that brand, and multi-millions of dollars being pumped into that. So that's what I meant by I got in trouble, and a lot of newer agents do as well, is just thinking like, hey, I've got $5,000 in savings. Let me get my license, put it into postcards. I'll have 10 closings next month. It just doesn't work that way. So playing chess and not checkers, and also looking at marketing as an investment, which most good investments and stable investments are long-term, versus looking at marketing as a cost and as an expense, like I was doing, expecting that short-term return. And it really just doesn't work like that. The fortune's in the follow-up, as they say. So
absolutely. Jim Rohn, fortunes in the follow-up. Go ahead, buddy.
yeah, just to kind of wrap that up, I just wanted to throw that in there because I'm glad you brought up the postcard example because that's super popular. But anyways, just to kind of wrap it up, yeah, if you are, if you're out there and you do feel like, hey, I can relate on a lot of this stuff. I have spent money and it didn't work, or maybe you're just tired of the shiny object syndrome and jumping from the next hot thing like Facebook ads or whatever it is, and you want to be part of a system that's, a turnkey and it's already going for you, definitely shoot me a message. I'd love to talk to you guys. Or you can even give me a phone call at 404-680-4324. And what we'll do is we'll just take a deep dive on your business and see if there's any areas where Jason and Tracy and I can actually, just help you out. So love to hear from you.
Yeah, I wanted to add that that's also confidential, being that we're going to keep it between you and us. So you don't have to worry about folks where you're currently at right now. We're going to keep that confidential, long story short. So, and we're just here to give value when we do have that conversation as well. We are not, what we will make you a promise is we're not going to even ask you to come join Real Estate Expert Advisors. We won't even ask you in that conversation. If you have questions about what it looks like to join, we'll be glad to answer those. But we won't even be asking you to join our brokerage. So we're just here to give value. And, yes, we do change lives here, not just change your real estate business. We ultimately change people's lives. So if you would like to be a part of that, we'd be glad to help out with questions along those lines as well. Well, hey, Chase, I really do enjoy you joining me, and hope you have a great weekend. I hope everyone that was able to listen to this got some value, and I hope everyone has a great weekend.
Yep.
Thank you, brother. Yes, sir.